The sexy Scotsman has returned. The sinister Scotsman is back in WWE. Drew McIntyre is here, and he is here to take Gunther's Intercontinental Championship. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling at WWE Money in the Bank. We did see the return of Drew McIntyre, and while personally it didn't really do a lot for me because I've been bored of Drew McIntyre, he has pretty much bored the tits clean off me for a couple of years now. But finding out that he is here to take the IC belt off Gunther and end this disastrous over a year-long title reign where Gunther comes out and goes, "The ring is sacred. Imperium, I must bore you to death." It's like when Ivan Drago says to Rocky, "I must break you." What does Gunther do? Does he just look at people with his fucking big flab hanging over his fucking gut line? He's like, "I must bore you." I mean, the guy sucks. Imperium, ring is sacred. Everybody but Gunther loses. How the fuck can they be Imperium? How can all these people share a stable with Gunther when they lose every single match? Kaiser and Gio Finci, a bunch of jobbers. But anyway, Drew McIntyre is back, and it looks like he is setting his sights on the Intercontinental Championship, and it is being reported by, I believe, who is reporting it? PWI Insider, that he is back and that he is setting his sights on Gunther and WWE Summerslam. So this is what PWI Insider had to say based on McIntyre's contract status. He says, quote, "The two sides have not yet come to terms on a new deal or an extension. Drew McIntyre's contract expires in 2024, and discussions are said to have not started because there is still so much time left." Okay, end of quote. There's not that much time left. I mean, 2024 is literally 6 months away, so does his contract run out at the beginning of 2024? Or does it run out at the end of 2024? I don't know, but Triple H was speaking about this, and Triple H came on to say that a lot of these sources are factually incorrect. And he wasn't just regarding this McIntyre return, just in wrestling in general. So he was pretty much taking a dig at your Meltzers and all these guys, pretty much just burying them. And then he went on to say that if Drew had an issue about being in WWE, if Drew wasn't unhappy, Triple H didn't know about it. He says that Drew was simply away from WrestleMania because he was dealing with an injury, and then he had another injury, and they decided to get some surgery, get some work done on it while he was out, just to make sure that he was back healthy. Triple H called him a highlight superstar in this era and said he's an amazing performer and that he's thrilled to have him back and that hopefully he is here for the rest of his career. So that's what Triple H had to say on Drew. And then, yeah, the rumours about Drew, he's coming back for Gunther. Obviously, he challenged Gunther at WrestleMania. It was a triple threat match. He wasn't successful. I believe Drew ate the pin in that match, but it looks like he's now going to get a one-on-one title shot against Gunther. What do I think of that? It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I mean, like I said, Drew McIntyre isn't exactly my favourite wrestler at the moment. I think he's been boring for quite a while, but I still think that he is a main eventer, and I just don't understand why he is being thrusted into the Intercontinental Championship. It seems, that title seems below him. And I'm not saying that in terms of he's a main eventer overall, but I'm talking about in the current times, right? 2023. Right now, Drew McIntyre is a main eventer. There's not 10 people that have got more like high-level main event status than Drew. That's just not the case. So I don't know why they're sticking Drew in a mid-card belt. And you can say that Gunther has established this title, whatever. Look, it's still a secondary title. It's not the main title. It's always been that way. And did you just never seen it? See, back in the day, see when somebody achieved main event status, it was very fucking rare that they would go back to the IC belt. There was a couple of people that done it, the likes of Rey Mysterio, the likes of Kane, the likes of Chris Jericho, but you never really felt like those guys were the top guys. You never really felt like those guys were like top main eventers. They were guys that were in the main events. They were guys that had time as main eventers, but you never felt like those were top main event guys. Look at the actual main event guys. Look at the Rocks, the Austins, the Undertakers. Once they got there, They never went back and challenged for these mid-card titles. And Cena might have had the whole United States Championship run, but that was literally just because people were bored of Cena and they thought, you know what, we'll do a cool wee thing here where Cena gets to showcase matches every single week in an open challenge. That wasn't really a serious run. It was Cena having a bit of fun. At the end of the day, when you're a main eventer, when you're at the top, you don't go back down to the IC level. Why would Drew McIntyre want to hold the Intercontinental Championship? It just doesn't make any sense. He's already been a world champion. He's been a WWE champion. He should want to regain that title. The IC title is below him. I just don't get it. And even when Damien Priest won the Money in the Bank, he mentioned the fact he can cash in on the US and Intercontinental Champions, which I think is not a direction they should go down. I think they should get rid of that. Look, the Money in the Bank briefcase is supposed to be this important thing. This thing that if you get this contract, you are literally got more or less guaranteed to become a world champion. Once you start competing for belts that ain't world titles, the Money in the Bank briefcase, it loses value, it loses importance. What we're going to do next? Have the Royal Rumble winner be able to challenge for the tag team titles? Or the Royal Rumble winner cashes in for a shot at the 24/7 title at Mania? No, that is absolute garbage. So I don't know why Drew is taking on Gunther, but if he is, then I would imagine Drew's going to win. This Gunther reign has been boring. It needs to come to an end. I do not want to see any more Gunther. I am sick of Gunther. I am sick of Imperium. Look at Giovanni Vinci. This guy, they left him on NXT. They gave him this like rich character gimmick where he's this Italian. He was turning up in fancy cars. And for the couple of months that he was on the NXT on his own with this new gimmick, he actually felt fun. I was interested in Giovanni Vinci, but now they stick him back into Imperium, and I don't give a shit. He's just a boring guy with a tracksuit. Imperium. He doesn't even talk. He just stands there and loses matches and gets people joke about him being bald. That's all his purpose is. So who cares? Who cares, guys? Anyway, Drew McIntyre's back. He's coming for the Intercontinental Championship, and I hope that he wins it. I'll catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and of course, until next time, guys, peace.